Do you own a property?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I want to also own a property, but I'm broke. What's your advice?
Well, it depends on the budget because not all the properties are very expensive, right? So like, for example, Thailand, some properties are very affordable.
What is very affordable to you?
100k euros. That's okay. If you can, get loan from the bank, that's very good as well.
How did you buy your first property?
So I bought a property, my first property in Lisbon, Portugal, because I wanted to apply for a golden visa scheme. Price is pretty good, like to companies like London or like, other big cities in Europe. Also, it was during the pandemic, so the price went down. So I was like, okay, this is it. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
You asked me about how to buy a property if you're broke. So first of all, work hard and save money. Okay, if you don't have the savings, you have no money to buy properties. So you have to work hard and save your nest egg. So like as when I was younger, I probably saving like 70% of my salary. So I save hard, I work hard, and when I have my first bunch of money, I just buy my very shitty, like very run down, like old condo. So I start like from a very tiny one, from a very small condo, and when I have the money, and then I flip it. So I flip that small condo to buy a bigger one. That's how I started. Since now you are living in Thailand, I think it's very good advantage because like the property here, there's a huge range. There's something like really cheap. You can start with some really cheap like second-hand condo here if you want to start to invest in real estate. And then if you make more, then you can just like switch that, like flip that to a bigger one. Yeah, step by step.
Okay. So do you think Thai property market is like booming and it's good investment?
If you want to compare to China, I would say yes, because like Thailand, there's like many people like flowing in. Many people from the other country, they move to Thailand because life quality here is very high and cost of living here is fairly cheap. And the condo price, I think so far is very fair. Yeah, so far I think there's some potential here too.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm from Japan. I run my restaurant here in Bangkok. Yeah.
So restaurant is your like main business now?
Yeah, right now yes, but I'm working on other projects as well. So yeah, but this is my main project in Bangkok. Yeah.
Okay. So what is this restaurant about? Like, is it
So this is
Japanese?
Omakase. Yeah. Yeah. So we have like set menu. Tasting menu. Yeah.
Like fine dining Japanese food. Yeah. So I've been there. It's amazing restaurant. Yeah.
And what else do you do? Like you said, other projects?
So I sell property in Japan. So I actually recommend to buy property in Japan because it's actually very affordable. A lot of properties are actually much cheaper than here as well, and the yield is very high. Usually like above 4% for sure. Some of the property I sold before is 7%, 8%, which is very good. You can't find any other places. And taxes, relatively low. And I'm working on like setting up 2 joint ventures, trying to work things out.
Yeah. Wow. You're both like very successful. I feel like
No.
you can teach me a lot.
She's my role model,
too, right? You are very successful, and your channel is now growing up. But I think that it's very highly possible that you can buy your first property in Thailand. I think that's doable because just like work hard and save more, and don't spend on the stupid stuff. Don't drink that much, and you can save that money and do some property investment in Thailand.
Yeah.
And
okay.
like start with a small one. If you want to buy your first property, you can consult me. Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. I have a question for you.
Oh my god.
What countries have you lived in before?
I live in Japan, I live in the UK, and now this is the third country I'm living. Yeah. I actually live in Lisbon, like very short time too, yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference between living here in Bangkok in Thailand and Japan, for example?
It's quite different. The weather obviously is different. It's always warm here. Meanwhile in Japan, winter is so cold. And the food-wise, you can find good Japanese food here. So yeah, it's pretty much similar.
So Japanese food here and in Japan can be similar?
Similar, yeah. Very good quality here. And so many Japanese restaurants.
For example, yours?
Yeah, and my competitors. But the people are different. Sort of similar because like we both like kind of like polite and Buddhist, yeah. But I found people here much nicer. Like Thai people are very nice, friendly.
But is there something you miss about Japan?
Transport, public transport. It's pretty bad here. The traffic, yeah, it's much better in Japan. Sometimes the winter, spring, the sakura cherry blossom, that's nice. But I don't know, I don't really miss much.
And about the UK?
UK, I miss my people, like my friends. I sometimes miss the lifestyle, like buildings, like classic ones. Yeah, like European, lifestyle. Yeah, I miss that. Like flying to Paris, Barcelona in the weekend. Not really about London, but yeah.
Okay. But now you're here, like you're happy here in Bangkok?
I'm very happy, very happy.
Yeah.
I mean, like every city has pros and cons. Like, of course, there's some things that I don't like about Bangkok. But overall, yeah, this city is better than any other cities I lived so far in any aspect.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I feel the same because I feel like in Bangkok you can meet so many cool people here. They're from all over the world, and they all are very liberty, right? So they are very free spiritual. So I feel like life quality here, as I mentioned last time, is like much higher than when I was living in China. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you seem very like happy and you enjoy all this stuff. Every time I talk to you, you're like.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like when I live in Bangkok, there's so many things are going on here. There's always some new restaurants going on, and you can meet new people. It's like today we're joining the events for like the real estate in London. I never knew that before, so I learned so much from today. I just feel like every single day living here is like the adventure. Yeah.
I've asked you this question, but I want to ask you: have you done any dating in Thailand?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah.
So what's your experience?
Well, so like people say that like dating situation here is quite difficult, but I don't really think that way. You can find quality guys as well anywhere here as well. But I get that the reason why people say that it's not easy because I feel like here the problem is people settle very late. Back in London, even in Japan, when you're like late 20s or like when you're like early 30s, people start to think about the future. Like, again, they start buying property, they start like having like a serious relationship, getting married, having kids. Yeah, a lot of my friends in the UK, in Japan, they already are at this kind of like, phase of their lives. But meanwhile here, if you're like, late 30s or even like 40s, they party like the, at the 20s. That's a bit bizarre for me. But like that's not majority. But there are a lot of people like that. So yeah.
Yeah. So people like to have fun here and not worry about
future, I guess. Yeah.
What's the difference between like dating scene here in Thailand and in Japan?
I think it's pretty much the same because we both are Asian, so like we share the similar like gender roles and values. I think we're more traditional. With like export, some people a bit like cocky because they think that just because they're expat, they can get any kind of girls. My opinion, yeah, you can get anyone if you don't care about the quality. So. Yeah, like I met some people that say that I can get any girls, but I'm like, yeah, but is that what you want? Like,
Okay. Like high quality girls, it's different story.
I think so, but that's the same everywhere, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Are you currently single?
I am single. Yeah, yeah.
And you?
I'm dating someone. Yeah, I'm dating someone. But I see that if you're not married, you're still single, right?
You're single.
I like that.
Yeah, okay, so now I'm single, yes. It doesn't matter if you're single or if you're seeing someone. If you're happy, then you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some people, they're dating someone, they're in marriage, but their life is in hell, right? So if you think about all that matters, that your happiness, and the quality. So she's right about like the dating, like for the white guys, as you are. If you want to date in Thailand, there are so many choices here. But the thing is that if you want to date some high quality women, it's still very difficult. Yeah, there's not too many choices. Can be like a smaller niche there. So you need to work more hard to have some higher quality partners. Yeah.
Wow, that's a good advice. And what's since you're single, what's your type?
My type, I don't know, like physically or more like
Both,
mentally?
yeah. Let's start with physically.
Like so I dated like very like a different like range of people from like Asian to black. Physically, like tall, dark, handsome.
Tall, dark, handsome?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not necessary. Yeah, like as long as you have a very wide, mindset, the strong goals, and kind heart. Yeah.
Good to know. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the talk. Yes.
We didn't ask what's your type there and what's
My
your
type?
dating.
Oh, that's for
yeah,
another
explain.
video. Yeah.